Hi, everybody. It's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. I've got a very interesting video today. We're going to go through an article written by a reporter with the Washington Post highlighting the fraudulent activity of insurance companies after Hurricane Ian. So here it is. Insurers slash Hurricane Ian payouts far below damage estimates, documents and insiders reveal. This was written March 11th, 2023 at 10:06 a.m. Now, let's go through this article. Listen, there's 4,000 plus comments on it. My heart just breaks for these people, but it's another example of voting for the Republican Party. Well, obviously this happens to be a Democratic newspaper, but this has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. The new laws hasn't been changed yet. Here's another one talking about no taxes. I do agree here. There should be more highlighted into the failures that the Republicans did undertake with regards to these new laws. But the new laws had nothing to do with the insurance companies not paying. That's going to be in 2023. So I'm going to briefly highlight some things and then make a brief comment. So they talk about a couple, which is shown here. This was in Rotunda. I've had people that I represented in Rotunda. The place did get hit extremely hard with wind. Probably one of the worst, along with Cape Coral. Now, there's other areas right around Rotunda as well that got hit pretty hard, but they got it pretty bad, almost like there was tornadic actions within the hurricane in this community. So they talk about a company called Heritage. Ironically, the most lawsuits we had to file was against Heritage after this hurricane. So this is actually true. Now, there's other companies, too, that fail to pay claims. UPC, Slide. What all these insurance companies did is paid a little and then see how much you fight them. So they're paying sometimes 30 cents on a dollar or less. There are a couple companies that did okay at times. Tower Hill. I got to commend Tower Hill. Citizens actually paid, although they didn't pay the full claim by no means. They paid about 30 to 40 cents on a dollar initial payment. So let's get into this. So I talk about this couple, Terry and Mary Sebastian in Rotunda. The hurricane made landfall, as everybody knows, September 28th. So the entire place will need to be dehumidified, roof completely replaced, the insulation torn. It will be $200,000 to repair. The license adjuster calculated. So if an insurance adjuster is telling you that it's $200,000, it's probably more like $350,000. Now, they got a check from Heritage, $27,000. And so this whole article was about this independent adjusting firm, this guy Lee, who came forward. Lee claims that the changes were made without his knowledge or consent, but that his name was still on the final report. So it goes on. Talks about this. Let's look at this. Lee and other adjusters contracted by regional insurance carriers say that managers had been changing their work by lowering totals, rewriting descriptions of damage, and deleting accompanying photos without their approval. In other words, they're nitpicking what photos they want to show. Now, this has been going on for a long time. This is Jordan Lee, the independent adjuster, who came forward. Credible, honorable young man, did the right thing. It's a shame that there's other adjusters out there who just want to make money to screw homeowners and don't voice their opinions. their displeasures with what the insurance companies are doing. So they outlined, there was 5 other adjusters who oversaw more than 100 claims for Heritage, Florida Penn. Now there, again, I can attest to the fact that there's UPC, there was Frontline, there are numerous companies that were underpaying claims. State Farm, Progressive, all these companies were doing it intentionally. So here's something else. In one claim reviewed by the Washington Post, a nearly $500,000 damage estimate on a house with a mostly tarp roof was reduced to $13,000. They blamed roof storm damage on past wear and tear, meaning it would not be covered. Here's something that was written in a report. The original roof was damaged due to high velocity winds during the Hurricane Ian. After the change, roof was damaged during Hurricane Ian. So it goes on. I'm going to put a link of this. And here's the Post made multiple attempts to interview and seek comment from Heritage, Florida Penn, and TriStar. They wouldn't respond. I'm going to put this whole article link in the description of my YouTube video. And I want you to pass this along to anybody and everybody that you know. Copy the link, paste the link, email the link, text the link, whatever you have to do. I want everybody to know about this. Okay? Now the nerve of this guy, Mark Friedlander, the Director of Communication for the Information Insurance Institute, says, after a Cat 5 hurricane, Florida is the worst of all states when it comes to frivolous lawsuits and roof replacement schemes. Many claims are not legitimate. What the hell does that have to do with people's homes being ripped apart by a Cat 5 storm? Are you saying that people that have suffered damage from this Cat 5 storm are trying to come up with a frivolous lawsuit? If a lawsuit's frivolous, don't settle it. The insurance companies have billions of dollars. If there's a frivolous fraud lawsuit, go to trial on it. Insurance companies, prove it to us. I haven't seen 0 lawsuit that has been frivolous. But they keep on saying it. So he also attributed the unusually long delays and lower payouts to the complexity of the claim and hurricane deductibles. The easiest claim you can handle is a Cat 5 storm. There's nothing you can argue. It's not like this is a water damage case where somebody suffered a pipe break on July 1st, 2022, and they reported it on October 1st, 4 months later, 2022. The storm happened. It was a Cat 5, the 5th most powerful storm to hit the USA. And this guy says attributed to long delays and lower payouts to the complexity of the claims. Boy, spin, spin, spin. However, the American Policyholder Association, a nonprofit watchdog, says they found compelling evidence what happens when multiple instances of systemic criminal fraud perpetrated to cheat policyholders out of fair insurance claims. And they're going to submit this to the proper authorities for criminal referrals. Good for you. Please do it. Please do it. Please come to me for more information. But here's the kicker on this. So they're saying that more than 125,000 claims were closed without payment. There's more than 33,000 homes open. Nearly 56,000 claims were open with payment, and 183,000 were closed with payment. Now, let me talk briefly on this closed with payment, 184,000 approximately. Because they're closed with payment, doesn't mean that people receive the full payment. What these insurance companies do, they'll pay you $3,000, they'll pay you $5,000, they'll pay you $10,000, close the claim. Or close it on their side to make it look like and report to the state. Hey, we're paying. Look, we made a payment. They don't tell you how much. And we close the claim. people that probably have been fully paid up to this point, approximately 6 months after the hurricane, I'm going to say it's less than 30,000. Less than 30,000. So here's another example of change of documentation from an adjuster. Interior, high moisture content in walls and ceiling due to roof being damaged during Hurricane Ian. Change overview, garage. So, there's another part of this article. I wrote 44 reports for Heritage, and 100% of them were altered to where I did not recognize them. Every single one, this gentleman, this young kid, Lee, had mentioned. Terrible. You know, these people say that they're ruining their lives. I got clients just like this. There's something else I want to point out about this. Where they made the claims. So this lady who was originally featured in this article, due to the lack of respect with no return calls or emails whenever I try to contact you, I filed a follow-up complaint with the Florida Insurance Commission. I do not know what it'll take to service my claim, as it's been 4 months since a hurricane with the poorest service I've ever seen. Guess what? The Florida Office of Insurance Regulation did nothing for these people. Nothing. So there's another part. And they go through a couple other things. There's another part about how the complaints were made to the Department of Financial Services as well. Nothing was done. I forgot where it's at. But anyhow, I just wanted to highlight a few things on this terrible tragedy and the intentional disregard for people that the insurance companies and the state of Florida allow these insurance companies to do with no repercussions. Finally, it's making national news. I want this to keep on spreading. Please keep on spreading this article. This is a bunch of crap that's happened to people, and it's unfair. My name's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. I'm glad and happy to enlighten you on what the true fraud is. The true fraudsters are the insurance companies. The true fraudsters are a lot of defense attorneys, claim adjusters, working for these insurance companies that also are okay and condone this type of action. The defense attorneys because they want to make money. The adjusters because they have fallen in and been brainwashed by the empire, the insurance company. The insurance company pays them. Kudos to this guy, this young kid here, sticking his neck out, Jordan Lee. I imagine he lives in Texas by his TCU shirt and was probably brought in as an independent contractor. So hopefully you guys enjoy this short video. It was to alert you and bring your attention to a very serious issue.